I'm Tue Nguyen, chef and content creator, and if you've ever tried filming a food video, you know how chaotic shoot days can get, so I'm gonna show you how I actually run mine. Filming a recipe video is not just turning on the camera and you start cooking. That's like cooking with no prep. That's gonna be your time wasted on retakes, on food, and then hours and hours of editing out your mistakes. Remember this? Everything we're doing today traces back here. Welcome to the shoot day. Before I even touch the salmon, I set the scene. And this part is way faster now because I know exactly what I need. My Adobe Firefly board made it fast and easy for me to brainstorm and capture what inspired this plating. White marble surface, light linen, natural bright light. So I'm not pulling out every prop I own and just guessing. I'm shopping for my own kitchen with a reference in hand. I set up my hero plate first because this is where all of my final shots are going to be happening. Everything gets arranged before I start cooking, so then I know exactly where each element is gonna land. I also set up my garnishes in advance. The microgreens, the olive oil, the flaky salt. Everything has a spot. And when you're plating for the camera, you have maybe a 2-minute window before your food starts to look tired and you don't have time to search for where things are gonna be going. Now I'm cooking, and this is where having a script completely changes the energy on set. I'm not trying to remember what I wanted to say while I'm also slicing salmon and managing my camera angle. My speaking points are written down and I know my key beats, and I can just be present in the moment. For crudo, the process shots are everything. The sound of the knife on the cutting board, the citrus being cut, the salt being sprinkled, these are the moments that make people feel like they're in the kitchen with you. So I'm intentional about filming each one. I always film more than I think I need because every step gets multiple angles. A-cam, B-cam, and overhead. You can always cut it down in the edit, but you can't go back and reshoot a shot that you missed. And then comes my favorite part, the hero shot. The garnishes, sauce, how it all hits the light, comes together right here. Once I get my hero shot on camera, I do a quick playback. And if something feels slightly off, instead of breaking down the whole setup and reshooting, I use Adobe Firefly prompt to edit and fix it directly in the footage. Watch this. The background in this clip feels a little flat. I want it to feel brighter and airier to match the summer vibe we're going for. I just described what I want: brighter, softer, airy natural light. And Firefly edits it in seconds, right here on the spot, before I've even put the salmon away. This is the difference between spending an extra hour reshooting versus wrapping on time. Firefly is essentially my on-set editor. Honestly, shoot days used to be the most stressful part of my process because of the retakes, the wasted ingredients, and the hours trying to make something work that just wasn't planned properly. But now, it's honestly my favorite day because by the time I get here, the hard thinking is already done. The recipe is tested, the plating is planned, and the script is written. All I have to do is show up and cook. And in the last video of this series, I'm gonna show you what happens after the camera turns off, how I take everything we shot today and turn it into a finished, polished, post-ready video. Because in the edit, that's when it all comes together. Let me get a bite of this. Cheers. Ooh. I had to walk so far to get out of frame.